All right, all right. What's good, everybody? The North Father is here. Yo, we back with this one tonight. And I mean, we back with this one tonight. First, I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody that deserves a shout out. Here, there, everywhere. It don't matter to me. Much love to everybody. Tonight, we going to talk about King Von. I got a post that I did about 7 months ago, right? And I'd like to give a special shout out to Dot too whenever she see this and come in here. Big up, ED, Ed OGs. What up, baby? I would like to give a special shout out to Big Ed OGs too. I'm gonna talk about King Von tonight because I did a video 7 months ago. If you scroll down and look at 7 months, you will see the video. And God bless King Von. It was his autopsy picture, and it infuriated a lot of people that got love for him or claim to have love for him. However it go, but I'm not. I got about 68,000, but I didn't do. I got about 68,000 views. It's like 7 months ago. You got to scroll down, and I didn't do the video for money because I didn't get paid for it. I did it because it was what was in my heart. But people is misconstruing what that video stand for. We have a lot of other King Vons out here in all our hoods, whether we in Brooklyn, Chicago, North Carolina, South Carolina. It's time for people to know King Von people failed him. They failed him. This was a kid that had a dream just like everybody else. We all had dreams. They show pictures of King Von playing baseball. They show King Von rapping, of course. And when I first heard King Von was rapping, I'm not gonna lie to you. I said he can't rap. I said it. Now when it comes down to Chicago, I'm an FBG Duck fan first. I'm gonna say that. But when it comes down to Duck, Dirk, and Vaughn, without holding no grudges or favoritisms, whatever, Vaughn might be the better rapper than both of them. Vaughn glorified how he lived in his raps, and it worked like a charm for him. And the kind of flow he had, and the way he flowed with the kind of flow he had. It reminds me a little bit of Slick Rick, how he told his story. Slick Rick was a storyteller. And once Slick Rick get into that flow, man, like you had to listen. You could listen to him and hear the beat at the same time. He's preaching to you with the beat. And you like caught up in it. You listening to it. Vaughn definitely better. I believe he was too. But people want me to take the autopsy video down, and I'm not, because it stands as the lesson. See, a lot of people failed that kid. He could have played baseball. King Vaughn was nice with his hands. He knew how to box. People glorified him being in those streets, including his own mother. In my opinion, I'm sure she was throwing up gang signs. It's a lot of mothers. I've met mothers who sent their sons to the street to go to war. Those are my boys. I seen mothers do it. Maybe we all have. They send their son to the streets with the war. Then when something happened, they like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. If you send your son to the streets to go to war, if you send your son to the streets to do whatever it takes, even if that means taking somebody else's life, one way or the other, you will learn to respect the jokes. Because when it comes back on you, you're like, why they did that? Listen, I can't even question it. Vaughn could have did something better than being on the streets, than living that Chicago life, being around the kids. I was around a bunch of kids too. That was bad, and we had to fight. And I was just talking about that today with somebody else. How we had to fight out here in Brownsville, Brooklyn. If you couldn't fight, you on punishment up until your teenage years, and you still gonna get beat up when you come outside. You on punch if you can't fight or if you can't make an impression, even if you can't beat that guy, but if you beat somebody else up and you look good doing it, they'll be like, yo, yeah, son, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I had to come outside and fight. And I used to hang out with bigger kids. So I learned the hard way. The kids my size, I was mopping them. Mop. The big kids used to call me outside, yo, no, just so they could fight me. Call him outside. He's not gonna answer if I call him. So I said, listen, I gotta fight these big kids back too. I can't wait till I get 15, 16. Started taking them little boxing classes and getting nice. By the time I was 13, I was beating up grown men. Whipping their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew how to fight. Represent, that's right. Show you not no chump. You not easy. So we all had to go through all of that. We all had to come outside. We all had to contend with the people we had to contend with. But if Vaughn people was definitely Vaughn's people, they wouldn't have let him walk up on Quando that night. If Vaughn people who gave a damn about him, they wouldn't have robbed his house after he lost his life. They'd be like, yo, ain't nobody touching nothing until his mother comes. She ain't even get that respect. He lost his father, and I know that did something to him. The police glorified him being a young gangster. I remember seeing the A&E program when he was 15, 16 years old. Talking about this kid, King Vaughn. I'm thinking it's a grown man. I see this little boy, I'm like, yo, who's this? But they glorified him to be a gangster. They let him commit the crimes he was committing in the streets. They let him commit it. They knew it was him. They let him build his name up until he got too big, then they was going to take him down. But instead, Lil Durk, I give Lil Durk credit. He took Vaughn out the neighborhood. He took him off the block. Because Vaughn knew only one or two things: shoot and kill. Vaughn was on go at any time. You know, he enjoyed it. He even put it in front of him being a successful rapper. He could have slowed down. Like, all right, I'm getting money now, this and that. And when he was getting money, look how many people he was taking care of. What they did for him after he lost his life. All right, I don't get that mess that they not sliding for him. Chicago is sliding for Vaughn. Trust me. And the feds is watching it too. It's how they slide. But that's a different story that I choose not to get involved in, because we shouldn't be having this conversation about Vaughn, because he should be still alive now. Nobody knew a Lil Tim until he took Vaughn's life. And who knows if it wasn't a setup, because it was undercover police on the scene. Their guns was on go time. And soon as stuff went down, The police even caught bodies. So you see a man, God forbid, somebody see a man shooting at them. If you shoot back at that man, you take that man's life, you find out he's a cop. Oh, you in trouble. Big trouble. When you shoot a cop out here in New York, they shut the streets down. Nobody's selling no drugs. You're not making no money. And whatever drug dealers, they got something on. Listen, you got 72 hours to give me this guy. Or we got this on you, we got that on you, we locking you up. They gonna get that dude off the street. Georgia thought they had a 2-for-1 when Lil Tim took King Von's life. We got one that's no longer living. He was in Chicago. He was from Chicago. And we got one from his hometown, but he's black. We could throw his behind in jail too. Maybe. You got a good point there, Ed OG. You got a good point there. I don't think it was a setup neither. But them police be in them crowds at them hip hop events and them clubs when they know everybody in the parking lot, they know somebody packing. They get paid to move through the crowd like they one of the guys. I don't think it was a setup neither. But Vaughn had no business getting his behind out that van, that car. Now, if I got a problem with a guy, and if I'm the head guy, I'm fully expecting my people to be like, yo, nah, chill. They let him get out. He walked feet ahead of them and got it popping. And Quando Rondo's #1 shooter outshot King Von's #1 shooter. Yes, Muwop punched Quando in the face, this and that. But Quando, man, shot. He shot for his man. So the police, like, listen, even the damn mayor and all of them, they like, yo, listen, man, this guy here come from Chicago, is causing all kind of problems. He was even getting a little dirt caught up and stuff a little bit. I'm not blaming Vaughn for anything. Exactly. Tim kind of did what he was supposed to have done. And this is where King Von should have known. He been in these situations. But they figured, man, it's easy out here. They must have figured these kids was easy. It's even videos of YouTube with King Von and Quando Rondo laughing and joking together. They had a party wearing the same clothes together. They was buddies until I think Lil Reese and Quando, it started being some stuff that was going on with the women. King Von never had it good with the girls. He had babies and all that, but you know, him and K.I., you see how that ended? And I don't think Vaughn liked it, her. Vaughn liked the K.I. as much as he liked the FBG Duck. And then it was Asian Doll, a chick that was just on another level of, and I say this with no disrespect, hoe. She was a different kind of hoe. She was a rich hoe. I don't mean hoe like she was a nasty biatch and all of that. This was a street educated chick who was just as educated in the industry. She knew how to shake what her mama gave her. She knew how to use her mind on these guys. I heard a girl a day. Fuck love. Give me the money, I keep giving you the pussy, keep it moving. Niggas start smashing this punani, they start falling in love. You know, niggas fall in love, man. As you should, you know you should. But you become addicted to that woman and what she got for you. So King Von smashed NBA YoungBoy's baby mama. Then they wound up smashing Asian Doll. That was end game right there. Vaughn won the end all matters then. If you could dish it, you gotta be able to take it. But in Georgia, Vaughn was a problem for them people. He was infesting their town with him and what he brought there. And Lil Tim getting rid of him, may Vaughn rest in peace. Eventually, Atlanta was like, listen, man, this guy did us a favor. Crime rate going up, a lot of things, even though ATL is already a town with a lot going on. But with King Vaughn there, it's more highly publicized. They hit the newspapers, they hitting national attention, they hitting worldwide attention. Atlanta didn't like that. And Lil Tim did them a favor by getting him out the way, and they eventually respected him, and they fell in love with him for it. They did the autopsy on King Vaughn out there. They disrespected his body. So when I posted my video 7 months ago, is it 7 months? Yeah. When I posted it 7 months ago, I'm still getting views to this day. I got 68,000 views off of that. I didn't do it because of the money. I didn't do it because of the clout. I did it because there's a King Vaughn in almost every neighborhood. There's a King Vaughn in almost every neighborhood, right? But we have to remember, King Vaughn was a kid. And when he was a kid, he had baseball pitchers. He was a kid with a dream, just like all these other kids. So what are we going to do with our kids? It takes a village to raise a child. We all adults here, you know what I'm saying? It takes a village to raise a child. Are we going to help raise a child, or are we going to let him become the next King Vaughn shooter? He can become King Vaughn, the baseball player. We can cut on Sports Center right now. King Vaughn hits a home run. He's giving money back to the city of Chicago. Or become the next rapper. Because like I said earlier, when I heard King Vaughn was rapping, I'm like, nigga just came out of jail, somebody rap. I said, he's not gonna be good. He's not gonna be good. He was better than advertised. And I'm an FBG Duck fan before I'm a King Vaughn fan. But I have to admit, King Vaughn raps a little bit better than maybe Duck and Dirk. And we always sit back and say, imagine if they all would have came together. Shout out to Chicago, man. Even they were saying that everybody tuning in to us because y'all the national story. Y'all been shooting and killing each other for years. And the Chicago PD was sweeping it underneath the rug. Even when FBG Duck lost his life, what that mayor said, oh, he's a known gang member, this and that. And somebody's kid lost a father. Somebody's mother lost a son. Somebody's sister lost a brother. And the crime happened on the block that Oprah Winfrey lives on. You know they wasn't having that. And they saying Muwop might get out of jail. Just say if Muwop get out of jail. Let's just say he get out of jail. Because sometimes one always walk in the case. They need one to walk to nail the others. Muwop is a person the streets had to get off the streets. Because he was blowing up everything and everybody. He was blowing it up. Where the killers on the streets was becoming afraid of him. He was the #1 killer. He became the #1 killer. But see, he wasted his life because he doing stupid stuff while he getting 50,000 views on Facebook, on YouTube, 100,000 views, two, 300, almost 1 million views, and you commit a crime like this, you couldn't get a shorty to do your dirty work for you? And one day I'm gonna go into D thing taking a phone call. You know what I'm saying? I would never say Lil Durk killed his own brother. And I'm not gonna say it now. I'm not gonna hand it neither. Person like me respect family. Now if it comes out something different, I'll find out then. But getting back to King Von, this was a kid that he was a kid just like our child was a kid, our grandchild was he was a little kid, 7, 8 years old. He lost his father. Where was the mentors that could have mentored this child? Because he was an intelligent young man. When all else failed, he structured his life the way he wanted his life to be. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a damn shame. He had to structure his life to become America's nightmare. This is a kid that could have went to school, but like I said, it comes down to our parents too. All right, his father lost his life. His mother, was she throwing up gang signs too? We have to help our children in our community. And the way we start helping our children in our community is helping our own children in our own household. That's how you contribute to your community. You send the right kind of kid out your house to go to school. I ain't want my sons to join a gang. But I noticed because he wouldn't join the gang, the kids they wanted to fight him. So I had to get him a hood pass. I took my kids to boxing. They ain't want that smoke. My son's on the DL, was honorary this and that. I put a stop to that because they had the wrong people running the situation. We grew up, we had a crew. The kids in our building, we was a crew. We protected the older people in our building. When they come in with shopping bags, they come home late night from work. They knew when they hit that block, we was on that stoop or we was sitting on that bench. One lady used to call the cops on us. She was a mean lady. We sit on the bench puffing weed. She called the cops and said we making noise, this and that, until somebody almost robbed her ass. And we helped her. She's from the block. She left us alone then. She knew when she came on that block and she seen us, she knew she was safe. Her church going ass just had to smell that weed coming in the building. And then before that, as kids, the kids in my age group, my generation was the last kids. The old people would whip your ass and take you home to your mother. By the time the other kids started growing up, the old people were scared of their asses. They tried to call the cops. So he's selling crack outside. They shoot up the windows. They shoot up our house. They ready to kill him. Yo, what the hell? That stuff we wouldn't have never. We feared the older people, especially playing hooky from school. If they see us, they tell us. Destruction. How to build the next King Von. And what direction we're gonna take this young kid in. Because a person like King Von was a super talented person. If he wanted to be a football player, he could have been a football player. If he wanted to play soccer, he could have played soccer, baseball, boxing. If he wanted to rap, and he did. That's what he did. What are we going to do with the next King Von that's growing up in our neighborhood? He's more than just a killer that ran the streets and shot this one and that one. He was more than that. He was a human being. He was somebody's mother, somebody's child, somebody's brothers. You know what I'm saying? He was somebody's father. A lot of these kids become terrible sometimes because the community, and even in some cases their parents, we fail them. Who seen the Malcolm X movie? When he wanted to be a speaker or a preacher, whatever, and the man said, "Now, Malcolm, you is a nigga. You can only be a carpenter, floor cleaner, stuff like that." They're telling him that he's less than what he really is and that what he really was. And they said these words, and a lot of kids believe when people tell them. When a grown person tell a kid they ain't shit, and when that kid believe that person, they need their ass whipped. Because when that kid go home, he's going home thinking he ain't shit. And he's looking at the next kid that's about something. This kid is 9, 10 years old. He goes to the 14, 15-year-old kids in the hood and he gets him a gun. Now you got a 9 and 10-year-old kid running around here with a gun, shooting. Believe me, in Brooklyn, we've had them. We've had them. They be out here. Little boy across the street, they used to bother him every day. He's about 10, 11 years old. He said, "I'm going to kill you." For about a week straight, he kept shooting at them, until the cops set a trap for him out there. And he was booming. And you can't tell me his parents didn't know he was actually doing it, because people they used to hear gunshots early in the morning. And then you see the kid running the building. You know? For like 4 or 5 days. Then the cops set a trap for him. They hit him with one of them zappers, one of them grenade things. Like, they don't blow up, but they knock you on the floor or something. One of them things they threw at him, and it boom, and knocked him on the floor, dropped his little ass. Where was his parents at when all this was happening? In the house. Sometimes some parents be like, "Listen, you're only 11, you're not gonna do no time. Get on out there, let them niggas know you're not no joke." They give their kid the gun. Go out there and blow that shit up. You know? Let's give them a book. Let's give them a baseball glove. Let's take our kids to the football game, to the baseball game. Let's take them to the boxing match. When I was 5 years old, my father took me across the Brooklyn Bridge. Whether it was together or one at a time, I took my kids across the Brooklyn Bridge. I was 5 years old. It was a lifetime thing for me. Like, oh, I'm on the bridge. Oh, man, the water. Yo, Dad, look at the water. What means nothing to somebody now meant something to me then. And I continued that tradition. Took my kids across the Brooklyn Bridge and tell them stories, and you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make this one short tonight. But we're not finished. King Vaughn was a human being. But he also lost his life to an unknown at the time. Lil Tim get 1 million views on YouTube now. King Vaughn in there made Lil Tim a millionaire, man. Off of that pull of that trigger. And that's sad to say. Because a person like King Vaughn shouldn't have never had lost his life to somebody that many consider lesser than. But coming from the streets myself, it's the lesser thans that'll get you first. We don't know our history no more the way we used to. Jesse James, the cowboy robber, the bank robber. He got killed by two chumps who played him close, who acted like they wanted to be like him. Waited for him to turn his back. Bang! Got him in the back of the head. Bob Ford killed Jesse James. The lesser than is always the one that'll get to somebody because you don't expect them. Oh, he know better to pull out a gun on me. That's the one that's gonna pull out a gun on you. Exactly. Yo, Jess, what up? What up, Jess? The lesser than is like you. He in the back of his mind, he sees an opportunity. If I get him, I'll be the man of the block of the hood. He nervous because he know he got one shot because he know if he missed. But what they get the other guy to do, they get him to trust him. Turn his back on him. Bam, that's when they get him. So look, King Vaughn, a lot of people feel like Lil Tim was a lesser than. And that made a lot of people angry just off the fact that a lesser than King Vaughn went through all this street shiz. He went through all this street stuff in Chicago, had Chicago on lock to go to Atlanta and lose his life. Just when his career was taking off. If you listen to that album, King Vaughn's a bad boy. I was like, that shit is, that album ain't no joke. This young boy ain't got no business in the damn grave. You took him out of Chicago, but you couldn't take Chicago out of his heart. His heart was still in Chicago. He still had that anger and whatever else he had in him, losing his father, being in the streets. He had to learn the hard way too. Like a trophy, a 6-point buck. Yeah, they wish they could hang his head up on the damn wall. But the closest they did, besides hanging his head up on the wall, they put his autopsy picture on the internet. That's their way of putting his head on their wall. OGs is not the only ones hunted. Everybody's hunted. Whether it's off of thought or because somebody's contracted, whether it's in their mind or you got a hit on you, we hunt it every day. When you go to the store and you're in the restaurant and somebody's sitting across from you and that person looking at you and you look at him, you put your head down, you don't know what that person's thinking. Person probably thinking, I have the hammer on me, I can get him right now. One thing I learned, people ain't the same when I was growing up. But they said it at the beginning of the 1990s in that newspaper article that the Daily News had in New York City, how a lot of people having crack babies now, and and they're gonna grow up more violent, more treacherous. Now, shout out to every human being, because some good people was born from drug addicted parents and made something out their self. But these are the drugs they was giving us to fuck up the heads of future generations. Just like we plan in 20, 30 years from now, our kids we're gonna have the first black president. They think in 20, 30 years from now, y'all gonna be in armor on getting with each other. Y'all see them guns, them hunters be having on YouTube, them bow and arrows that's like guns, when they be shooting them hogs and all that. Them white people got some assault rifles, boy. Take my little thing I got sitting up somewhere, stashed up, make it look like a little pea shooter. Pow, pow. Pow, pow. Shit. Oh yeah. So Lil Tim did his job, and he has immortality behind that. Not immortality. Well, nobody's, everybody's immortal until they made mortal. Put it like that. But he has a stature now. He has a name. When you talk about the history of Chicago in the history books, and when they come to King Von's name, at the end of his story, Lil Tim's name is in the Chicago books. No matter what happens to him, he fall off a cliff, somebody avenge him, whatever. His name is in them books. He took out a top name that came from the city of Chicago, and they went to Atlanta and they got comfortable out there. Even Lil Durk started getting in trouble. Lil Durk, he know how to keep his stuff quiet. Even Lil Durk started getting in trouble. Thank you very much, Ed-O-G. Power is the truth, and the truth shall set us free from the evil and lies that make us dumb. Mathematically speaking, you know what I'm saying? May peace be unto you, brother. But remember that power and refinement. Power is the truth, and the truth shall set you free from the evils and lies that make one dumb. Because you're educating or you speaking the real. And people accept your words and your teachings, and you thank them for that. I can have 200 people real easy go up here cursing somebody out. Blah, 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 you son of a gun. And then we are parents and grandparents. I have young grandchildren, young grandchildren. We are parents and grandparents. One day I want my kids, my grandkids, to listen to my YouTube page. How can they listen to my YouTube page if I'm cursing somebody else out, somebody cursing me out? You understand what I'm saying? I want to educate. Like, shout out to FYB Maine. If y'all know who I'm talking about. He's doing I used to text him about creating peace. And he following up on it. They be going to schools and stuff now. But the jokes he make about Harriet Tubman. So the next generation of people gonna be talking about Harriet Tubman and laughing at her when this lady sacrificed and gave her life to help free people just like us. It's the understanding, God. Knowledge, look, listen, observe it, also to respect. Understanding is the third eye. To know is one thing. I know 1 + 1 is 2, but do I understand 1 + 1 is 2? I know 1 + 1 is 2 because you told me 1 + 1 is 2, but you also told me 2 + 2 is 5. But if I hold up one finger and hold up the other finger and count 1, 2, even with 2 fingers, hold up 2 and 2 and see that it's 4 and not 5, then I understand. I understand why 2 + 2 is 4. I thought I knew 2 + 2 was 5, but when I got the understanding, it's not 5, it's 4. I'm not here to preach like I'm the next Martin, because there was only one Martin. These are people along the line of black people that laid their lives and their reputations on the line for the future generations to come. Then you get the man, the government, the enemy, whoever, they try to stay one step ahead of us. So they poison our mothers and sisters with drugs where 20 to 25 years from now, our kids will feel the effect of it, leading to your grandkids. That's why you have to keep close to yours if you can. You gotta hug yours. You gotta let yours know what love is. They want to know what love is. They want you to show them. You have to show your kid. They know what love is, but when you show them what love is, they understand it. So 20 years from now, when they hug their kid, they know how to love them. We all say we love, we all love. A man can love a woman, but do he know how to love a woman? Let's keep it a buck. In order to get the understanding, you have to respect the jokes. What's the jokes? You have to respect the situation. That's what you have to do. You have to respect the situation. Once you respect the situation, you can approach things more intelligently. You're better prepared. So we want to save the kids down the block. We want to save the kids next door. Before we do any of that, we got to save the kids in our house. King Vaughn ran around. Somebody let him run around however he wanted to. He has a baseball pitcher. They could have put him in the baseball programs. Sent them away for a while. He knew how to use his hands. I seen by the way King Vaughn put his hands up, he took boxing lessons. Could have took him to a gym. I used to be out that way. We used to go to Kansas City for the ringside nationals, the ringside world boxing tournaments. Chicago used to bring their little team. I went to Champaign, Illinois in 2020, 21, 20, 20, I think it was 20, for the National Collegiate Boxing Championships. And I had fun out there in Champaign, Illinois. It was quiet. It's almost like a one-horse town. But I was like skeptical being outside at night. Because if I'm a betting man and if I'm in Chicago and if I get in trouble, I'll come hide out here. Shit. What's that college we was fighting at? University of Illinois, something like that. Illinois State, one of them. But we was in Champaign, Illinois. So I've been through Chicago quite a few times. Pulling into the Greyhound station, that building, right before you pull in, right when you coming up out of Indiana, hitting Chicago, and you pulling into the Greyhound station, it used to be this one building since I was a kid, like 19 in the 80s, early 90s. That building was like 14, 16 stories high. Half the building was burnt out. I went to Chicago some years back. They fixed that whole building up. Thank God people got places to live. Kids got places to play. The city of Chicago failed King Vaughn. His family failed him. They glorified the stuff he was doing. Oh, he's in jail. Oh, he'll be all right. Yeah, gang. His family failed him. When he lost his life, his friends failed him. And then they added insult to injury by allegedly running up in his house. Come on, you had guys wearing $500 pants that was too tight for them. They were squeezing in them mugs. They gonna wear them suckers. How you gonna rob this man's house? This man took care of y'all when y'all ain't have nothing. He was taking people on tour with him. People was basically living on the move when like he on the move, living in Atlanta, here, there. When he move around, you moving around with him. He took y'all off the block. And y'all thank him by robbing his shiznai. No doubt. No doubt, Jess. We're gonna get stronger because we talking facts. We making sense. You know what I'm saying? We making sense. See, every time I start doing good with these YouTube numbers start getting up, I take off 2 months, 3 months from going live and disappear off the screen, and people move around. People like Nard gotta have his ass there. Consistency. Post them videos. I had 30 something views on one. YouTube took it down and gave me no views. I had no views with a like. Let them do it. Because if God allows it, when this channel get where I plan on taking it, and with good people, I will get there. People gonna be like, damn, I remember when Noah was struggling. I was never struggling. I just gotta bring the progress. Without a struggle, there is no progress. I want my voice to be heard. I want to inspire somebody to save the next King Vaughn. When I say King Vaughn name, I don't mean King Vaughn a shooter. I don't mean King Vaughn a rapper. I mean King Vaughn a human being. I mean King Vaughn a young man. I mean King Vaughn a kid even. Because he had dreams as a kid. His dreams somewhere along the line was decimated. His dreams was decimated and the gun became his reality. And these people were asking me to take that autopsy video down. I did the autopsy video of King Vaughn 7 months ago. If y'all scroll down after this live, y'all can see it. I got 68,000 off it. People still on it. Like, it's still going viral. It's going viral more now than it did when I posted it. That one had 25 views and 30 views, just like the rest of them. Then one day it was in the thousands. Like, whoa, 20,000, whoa, 30, 40, whoa. I think in the last month, I got 10,000 views in the last month. And that was 7 months ago. But I'm not making fun of King Vaughn. I'm not saying, you see this, what happened to you? It's a lesson. And unless we enforce the lesson and somebody listen, it's going to be another casualty and another casualty. I can't spark everybody's brain. All I need to do is enlighten one. And that one enlighten their one, and so on and so on. I want to build a movement. It's a lot of King Vaughns. It's a King Vaughn that lives next door to y'all. He don't look like him. He ain't got to act like him. He's a young boy that's growing up, that's dreaming. He could be in the next room. He could be your son. It's a King Vaughn next to you somewhere. Are we going to inspire this kid to be something great? Or are we going to inspire this kid to go to the streets and do what he do on the streets? Can we inspire him to go to school? Or can we inspire him not to go to school? Can we inspire him to live right or live wrong? It's a King Vaughn everywhere. It's a King Vaughn in every child that's going through what they call the wonder years. You remember that TV show? When they get about 11, 12 years old, they start to wonder what's going to happen with them. They put a gun in that young man's hands when he was 11 and 12. His prom? He shot up prom. And he was decked out in that white suit. What do I think about Tekashi 6ix9ine? I know he be standing in the project sometime right across the street from me. Shout out to Kuda B. You know what I'm saying? He be in Tilden houses at times. 6ix9ine, I'm not gonna defend him. They say he's a rat, this and that. 6ix9ine was in over his head, cause Dumb Bloods wasn't no joke, and they was plotting to take his life. They kidnapped him. They put him in the car. He did what he had to do, but in the midst of him doing what he got to do, is consequences for him doing what he did. Um, he was dealing with heavy hitters. And as long as they was on his side and he putting racks up on people's head, everything is all fine. They wanted more. They wanted his head. They wanted the money after he was long gone. You know, some rappers worth more dead than alive. And they were screwing his woman, his baby mama. They was doing 6ix9ine dirty. Treyway, yes. They ain't no joke. They from bad style. Treyway guys is like good 20 minutes away from me. They more closer to like Mano house. Mano's like a half an hour away from me because he's deeper into bad style. But not that much deeper. But he's deeper. He's like a couple of blocks deeper than they was. He's a little bit deeper. By like Marcy Avenue and all of that. Marcy and Nostrand. And that's a little further out in the style. That's in the middle of the style. They're like a couple of blocks before him. They're like 20 minutes away from me. Like I said, not far at all. And there's only 20 minutes because of the red lights. If it wasn't for red lights, you'd be there in like 10 minutes. But them Treyway guys, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they wasn't playing with 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying? And they had the muscle to back a lot of people down, man. That's them deep bed style. That's them downtrodden bed style niggas, man. They wasn't playing. They wasn't playing at all. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? 6ix9ine had to do what he had to do, or he was going to die. Simple. 6ix9ine wasn't no thug when he was out here. He was a young boy. She like to laugh, smile. Nice little kid. And he got put on by goons. And they gooned him out too, made him blood. He wasn't blood when he first met them. But one thing I give 6ix9ine, he don't be afraid some of the time. But what they was trying to do to him, when he found out what they was doing to him, stealing his money, screwing his woman, plotting to kill him, plotting to kidnap him, hey, he did what he had to do. But he'll forever be stained. And then by him trolling people on YouTube, so you done did all that snitching and all that. Now you trolling people and telling King Von rest in piss and all of that. You know, he got to stay in the dark. He put himself there. He didn't have to because he was a good artist and he was making money and he was making a lot of money, but they jumped the gun too fast on him. They should have. He could have made another. He could have made another 50 million. Then they're 100 million. They jumped too fast on them to take from him. They jumped a little too fast. Shotty, the best thing in that situation, somebody would have to do it for him. Let me tell you something. Shotty with the feds. If I know people in Brownsville that was in jail, and the person that put them in jail was on the streets, and they was getting beat up and stuff like that. All 6ix9ine gotta do, Mama Duck too. All they gotta do is call the officers that helped them. They make a phone call and they tell them, listen, his friends is threatening me. They will wait to 3 a.m. busting his cell with the riot gear on, fuck him up before he even know why he even getting beat up. Beat the crap out of him, boom, boom, boom. Then they search his cell like they looking for a knife or something. After they whip him out, then they tell you, yo, leave 7-5 alone. Let's say 7-5. Leave 7-5 alone. So all 6ix9ine got to do is make a phone call. They'll go in that federal prison 3 o'clock in the morning and whip shoddy ass. They program you in that jail. The COs, you see guys run the house. Yo, this is my house, son. I run the house. You run the house because the COs let you run the house. They don't give a damn who run it. You know what I'm saying? And that person that run it answers to them. So he's a snitch too. Oh, who marked the damn wall over there? Who was fighting in the back? It wasn't nobody fighting. Oh, it wasn't nobody fighting? I tell you what, we're going to lock you down for 30 days because you did something and we could have bust you on it. On the down low, going to be like, yo, that was John Doe and Jeff Doe fighting over this and that, this and that. So they know who to go after. They write them up or put them in solitary confinement. You run the house because the COs let you run the house. Because if you go in there and you make problems for the COs, rather they'll get one of the guys in jail to whip you out, or they'll do it themselves. Beat you with an man. That's why I learned the law by not going to jail. I knew what I was up against in a lot of stuff. His baby mama, Sarah. She a cute little girl, too. She's actually from Brownsville. But she's from up the hill, Brownsville. Like, you know, Big say up the hill, up in Brownsville. She's from up the hill, like by like Herkimer and shit like that. I'm from down the hill in the Pride projects. So you know what I'm saying? Like Kuda B, the one that allegedly shot at what's his name, Keefe D. He stayed right through the projects. And 6ix9ine be out here on the low sometime, be at his crib. I don't think so now, but I know at one time he was over there for like 2 months. Cause my son knows them guys when they was kids. 6ix9ine used to be right out here when they used to be like, where's 6ix9ine? Every time they couldn't find 6ix9ine, he was in Brownsville. Then you go downstairs from where Kuda is at. You got Papoose folks right there on Rockaway Avenue. They all right with me. Them dudes is cool. He got his little crew out there. You know? But I definitely know Kuda B cousins. Kuda B come from a big family. And I'm cool with a couple of them. And my son was too. But they getting older now, everybody going their own way, their separate ways. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But 6ix9ine, he had enough clout. If 6ix9ine was a pickle short of a sandwich, he was an S short of being a genius. Because he was marketing. When I heard his record, I'm like, yo, that kid is nice. Like, yo. Right now, 6ix9ine could have been 100 million and better. Definitely 100 million. Had a couple of 100 mils. He did that to himself, beefing with the lesser thans. See, sometimes a person can't come up to your level and defeat you, so they outslick you and bring you down to their level. So Shotty can mess with him if he wants to. Shotty had them feds all in that damn cell. If Shotty do want to wring his damn neck, he better keep it to himself. Telling you. They come in your jail cell and then they call. They call the person that's sick the morning. All right. And they tell the person they beat up. Well, did you threaten so and so and your people threaten, like in Brownsville, a situation was like that. Somebody ratted on somebody and they went to jail. He did 2 years for ratting. The guy did 18 years for being ratted on. And the people on the block, they beat the hell out of him whenever they could. Like they'll act like they cool with him, and they'll get him drunk, and they'll just start duffing him, boom, 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 yo, like yo. And his mother used to call the cops, and then they'll call one of the police that was in charge of that case. They used to run up in homeboy shit. I spoke to the person myself. Like I'm telling you now, they used to run up in my shit 3 o'clock in the morning and fuck me up. When he went in jail, he knew how to run and everything. He got a limp now for the rest of his life. They try to they broke his leg and everything. Probably fractured the bone, clipped it. Like they know how to not break it, but they know how to twist that sucker where the bone will be going that way instead of that way. Yo. They do what they want. I spent 1 day on Rikers Island. I'm not no jail nigga, but I got into a fight, and they gave me bail, and I didn't get bailed out in time, so they took me to Rikers for like 24 hours. I got bailed out. Trust me, you know what I'm saying. But and I'm seeing how them turtles. That's what they call them, turtles, and they put on the riot gear. How they run up in people's cell and just like they'll tell you, yo, step out your cell. You got some wisecrackers. I ain't going nowhere, man. I ain't going nowhere. Listen, you have to leave. They tell them once or twice. Next thing you know, they come with that damn. Once they put that helmet and stuff on, they'll be like, all right, I'm coming. It's too late. Once they put that turtle suit on, they gotta touch you. Going there, boom, boom, you hit like, I'm like, yo, listen. Yo, I'm calling Biggie, Shorty, yo, hurry up and get me the hell out of here. My cousin worked in the kitchen. He was like, what you doing here? I punched somebody in the face and the cop seen me do it and he arrested me for it, I like to fight. I damn near knocked the dude out when we tried to make it seem like he was playing, but we made it seem like he was playing. We was playing, but his lip and his nose is busted. So obviously, what kind of game is that? They locked my ass up. This is some years back, like 12 years ago. But he was talking junk, and I got tired of him talking, and I put them paws on, put them knuckles on him. Wham! You know what I'm saying? He deserved it. But I went to jail for it, and the hood put the pressure on him. You better not rat. The case was dismissed because if he'd have went to court, they'd have ran his ass out there. He had to take that ass whooping because he thought he could he thought I was the one to get sucking. You know what I'm saying? He tried to play me. You know what I'm saying? And I try to be nice to niggas like, yo, chill, son. I ain't want no problems with you was the problem. But he went on and on, took my kindness for weakness, and, my legend continues. Knocked out a lot of niggas out here. Sit. Nod, father. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not proud of myself for it, but I do know how to defend myself if I have to. I don't bother nobody that come home from work, roll me a nice little fat one there, you know what I mean? I'm chilling. Watch my YouTube, I think of you, guys. We're gonna build this channel up, man. Yo, I had 30-something views on one video, and I looked at it again. I had 0 views. Even I looked at it once, like goddamn. but that's but I respect the jokes because I have to be more consistent and I have to take my YouTube work more serious, and that's what I'm doing now. So when I take it more serious, I was supposed to be monetized since February. I had 1,000 views since February. What I do, I took a 3 month break or something like that. I get monetized and I take a break. And the only reason why I went back on because I read something where it said if you off YouTube for 5 or 6 months, they deactivate your channel. So I just went on at times just so I don't be deactivated. But when I learn to take myself more serious, I will monetize myself then. Then I bring y'all good people on the panel. We talk and bug out, have a good time. Let's get it. Hold on 1 second. Oh boy. That's some nice wine. I got some nice wine. I got the original wine, Reuniti, the real kind. Reuniti on ice. Not the cheap kind, not the cheap flavor, the rich kind. That's the one that's been around since I was a little nigga. Reuniti on ice. That's nice. That was the TV commercial. It's all about each one teach one. So they fell Vaughn, and they mad at everybody else. They mad at me because I posted autopsy video. That has to be a lesson because it's other kids like a green King Vaughn that's growing up. Some might say, yeah, I'm a bang bang just like son. I'm a bang bang just like him. But then they might see the autopsy picture somewhere, not from me, but from anywhere, and be like, nah, I don't want to be like that. We have to deter our children from negativity as much as we can. We all have children and grandchildren, I'm quite sure, or nieces or nephews, or next door neighbors. You know, my son's having a kid now. He's having a boy. And I knew because he act a certain way. Like, my son is like his mother. My son ain't no joke, though. My son be whipping the ball. My son is no joke. But excuse my mouth. He's a bitch ass nigga. He acts like his mother, man. You know what I'm saying? His mother with that mouth. He like his mother. But all of us sons is like our mothers. We have our mother's hearts. He has his mother brain. But this is second child. He's having a boy this time, and he telling me, I don't know if I want that girl. I don't know if I want her. But every time I call him, he's with her. That's right. You stay your ass with her. I was supposed to went over their house tonight, but I left something home after work. So I was supposed to went home and got what I got. Then I was gonna go to his house. But when I called him back, he ain't answer the phone. So he must be spending time with his girl. Maybe tomorrow after work, because I wasn't gonna work tomorrow. But Beansy didn't answer the phone. I said, I'm gonna go to work. I was gonna go to his house and cook. You know? They say my son looked like me, but he looked more and more like his mother every day. He looked like both of us. One time we was at his house, and he was talking junk to us. Like, what? I'm looking at this nigga like he crazy. I left his house 3:18 in the morning. I remember the time when I walked out this door, 3 a.m. Had to be to work at 11. He thought I wasn't going to leave. You don't talk to me like that. I'll just stay. Listen, peace. See, I'm not going to argue, but I'll cut him short. But he's my son. You know what I mean? They think they men now. They think they in charge of the family. But I don't blame them because I used to think the same way when I was 30. Oh, I'm in charge now. I'm the head of the family now. Mom, now my father was still alive then, so I became the man in the family by default. When his life expired, may he rest in peace. You don't become the man of the family because you the strongest or you the young boy. You the enforcer. Like if I need you to clear shit up, all right. You is a man in that facet, but I'm still ahead. And if you ask me, I wish my father was still here where he was the head. You become the head by default. You become the head through death. See, this is stuff that I wish people like King Vaughn was taught. He became the man at a young age because his father was gone. But those streets was too much of a lure for him. And when he got the money, like it was like payback because now he got the money to do whatever now. It was payback for a lot of situations instead of him taking that money and building his future. Because King Vaughn would have been a Grammy award winning rapper by now. If Lil Durk could win it, Lil Durk put that time and he put that work in. King Vaughn could have got one. He got LeBron James playing his songs at the games. You hear a King Vaughn song, you be like, oh, yo, he was nice. Just off his instincts. The experience didn't even kick in yet. Off his instincts, he was nice. That was taken away from him. And a different kind of crown was put on the head of Lil Tim. Yeah, you the man now. You the man. How they used to say back in the days, now you got the juice. You got the juice now. And he running with it. Can't blame him. I took out King Vaughn. I just got to watch my back for the rest of my life, and I'm good. Whenever I post something, it's gonna click. Lil Tim posted anything before that happened to King Vaughn. Nobody knew who he was. Lil who? Who the hell is that? I barely knew who Quando Rondo was. You out here fighting these lesser thans. The real goon over there, to be honest with you, is and be a young boy. In my opinion, is like another King Vaughn. and be a young boy ain't no joke neither now. He came to my job like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. 2 years ago, I was sick. Was that 2 years ago? Yeah, it was three years ago when he came. I got sick. I was almost out for a whole year. I almost lost my life, man. That's when I started YouTube. My first appearance on YouTube, I was sick in my pajamas. My skin was pale. I was talking like, yo, what's up, everybody? People putting in the chat, yo, he sounds sick. Ooh, his face is pale. Yo, for real, man. I was in the hospital for like a week. I got out of there. I knew it was time for me to go home. They started giving me fried chicken. I never had fried chicken in the hospital. The whole time I was there, they was hooking me up with a lot of tuna fish sandwiches, though, in between meals. I was eating baked foods and stuff. They gave me fried chicken. I said, yeah, it's time for me to go. You know? It's real, man. Every time we lose a person like King Vaughn, there's another King Vaughn out there, but we lost a good one. Every time we lose a FBG Duck, every time we lose a Tupac, every time we lose a Biggie, we lost good ones. And as far as Puffy done had half these cats in the industry, man. These hardcore motherfuckers, he done had them. Allegedly. Puffy done chopped down on a couple of them, man. Quite a few of them. All them cats winning Grammys. Come on, you got Jamie Foxx mentioned. You got Meek Mill. I don't want to talk about Meek Mill because he come look for you. But yo, come on, man. You got all these guys. Stevie J. All these Grammy niggas. So Puff decides who wins a Grammy. We're going to talk about that another day, though. His name ain't in the title. But this is the Nard, man. I'm going to cut it short. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, I should stay smoking a Primo now, huh? Okay. I got me a little sun right here. Little sun. Blowing down a little sun. Then I'm going to go to jail. Go to jail. I had some wine. Then I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go to bed because I got to work tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to work. I wanted to chill tomorrow. But I'm going to wait till after I get off of work and I'm going to go chill with the family a couple of hours. You know? I'm going to go chill with the family. But I wanted to cook and everything no more. You know, I be hating that. I like to cook. I like to cook for everybody. I'm going to be doing some mukbangs too. I'm going to call it mukbang, bang. I'm going to be cooking because I can throw down a little bit. I ain't got to cook like the Country Boys, but I like the way the Country Boys do their shit, though. They cook the whole pig. I want to cook a whole pig. Like, I be watching that stuff on YouTube. How they, man, shit. All you got to know how to do is cook that meat the right way and keep it nice and juicy and soft. You got to let that pig cook on a low fire, 190 for like 12 hours. But that's another story too. But I like to cook, and that's what I wanted to do tomorrow. I wanted to go over to my son's house tonight or early in the morning. And I wanted to put some food on, go to the store, get some cabbage, because he need cabbage over there, make some baked mac and cheese. I wanted to go over there and cook tomorrow. But he didn't answer the phone. So he probably got his girlfriend over there, probably say, he coming over. Nah, don't let him come over tonight. All right, baby. I know how my son is, punk ass nigga. But that's my boy, though. You know what I'm saying? But my son act like his mother. And that's when I fall back. Once I see her come out of him, okay, fine, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Biggie Shorty crazy. You know what I'm saying? My wife crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to do a better job with this King Von thing. And I'm going to see if I'm going to do another story on him. I got a couple other people that I want to do a story on. Meek Mill, I don't really want to touch that. But you know what I'm saying? With a lot of these industry guys, it is what it is. Whoever's gay, it's not up to us to judge them. They can't go to jail for being gay. If they commit a crime where they got to do the time, they got to respect that jukes, whether they like it or not. Being a homosexual is not a crime. That doesn't mean you won't be hanging out with me. Yo, Puffy want to hang out with you? No, I know he don't. Shit, Puffy said drink this right here. No, he didn't. I ain't drinking that shit. I gotta go. Fuck out of here. You think you catching me like that? I take a sip, I start feeling woozy. I'm trying to run out of this staggering. And as far as somebody catching the sounds of them smashing, come on, man. You go that far to somebody being a herd going, oh, daddy, oh. Man, you should have busted in that room with that camera going, where even if it was for 2 seconds, you got them. Oh, look at John Doe and Jeff Doe. Oh, they would be like, come here. If you gotta jump out the window, run through the guard dogs, and jump over that big wall, and shit, they gonna hunt you down. First thing they gonna do is take that damn phone. Run to the precinct and fuck, become a snitch. Help, they trying to kill me. You got $10 million worth of evidence on your phone. Minimum. You can sell that story anywhere. You can have an auction. Oh, these guys want to give you $2 million for it. Nah, I want 5. This company got 5 for you. No, I want 10. They offering 25 for it. Come on, you know what? Somebody got the actual footage of somebody like a Puffy and a Meek Mill doing something, or Puffy and Stevie J. Yo, this industry is crazy, man. But let me give y'all a lesson before I get off of here. The industry, Hollywood, been doing that. For those of y'all that remember shows like Brady Bunch, the father of the Brady Bunch was one of the most adored men in this country. He was a good father. He took care of the family. They had a house, had kids, always happy. He was the dad. He was a homosexual. They had them Hollywood parties since the 60s. Even the husband from Bewitched, Dick York, or whatever his name, because there was 2 of them, Dick Sargent and Dick York. But one of them had it too. And they used to get sick. But they used to call it AIDS back then. They call it an inflammatory disease or something like that. AIDS been out since the 60s, the 50s. But they had another name for it. They didn't know what it was. Or maybe they did know what it was, but everybody else didn't know what it was. People knew what AIDS was really when Rock Hudson caught it. Ouch, damn, I almost hit my toe. Ah. Let me sit my ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Trying to finish my drink. But when Rock Hudson, and if y'all don't know who Rock Hudson is, Google him. And Rock Hudson went on the TV show Dynasty. And he kissed he kissed Crystal, whose real name was Linda Evans. And like a week after that filming, or like right after that filming, I don't know the exact time, but right after that filming, he went to the doctor for a checkup. And they found out he had full-blown AIDS. AIDS back then, they was trying to compare the COVID. They thought you can get AIDS just by people breathing on you. So they come out with these diseases. The hospital by my house, if y'all was to Google up COVID and Brookdale Hospital, man, they had that whole hospital, man. People was dying left and right in there. I didn't catch COVID at that time. I caught COVID at the end of it. I caught COVID after I took the shots. After I took the shots, I caught the COVID. And didn't even know what was wrong with me. I gained weight. I went from 225 pounds in 3 months to 295 pounds. I gained 70 pounds in 3 months. I was on my way out, boss. And didn't even know it. I went to the hospital for a checkup. They checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 195. They took me straight to the hospital. And they did the rundown on me in there. They kept me for a week. Now my blood pressure is back down to 140. I've lost 35, 40 pounds. I'll be in that range. I could lose more, but when I start getting down and down, I eat and I'll gain 5 pounds and I'll lose it back. My goal is to get down to at least 240. If I can't get 225, let me get 240, 235. You know, I was lucky. But like I said, man, we have to do a better job at taking care of the children of the future, the children that's coming up after us. We have to educate our kids a little bit more. We got King Vaughns running around. Like I said, King Vaughn had a choice. King Vaughn used to play baseball, he used to box, and he rapped, and he was a shooter. King Vaughn could have been the type of kid, had he hit a home run, he could have been the next Hall of Fame baseball player coming out of Chicago right now. He was on his way to becoming one of the best rappers, definitely out of Chicago. It's the choices. People failed him. They let him down. So he took it out on whoever he took it out on. And he grabbed that gun, and that became his way of expressing himself. That became his way of letting people know who he was. He wanted you to know when he had that, he wasn't nothing to play with. And it didn't have to be that way. Understand what I'm saying to y'all? He could have made a choice where he could have been damn near the next black mayor, next black councilman. It's how we inspire our kids sometimes, is how they become. If you look at a kid or you treat a kid like they ain't shit and they don't have the wherewithal and the mentality to lift themselves up, you could take them down into an abyss where they feel like they ain't shit and they become angry. That same skinny little boy that's sitting on the side crying because nobody loves him, 10 years from now become a growing young man. This nigga got muscles now. Yo, who that? That's him. Oh, that's him. Oh. Remember you used to treat him bad. Now he ready to whip your ass now? They let King Vaughn down. And the final act of them letting him down was letting him walk up to that boy and punching him in his face and letting him fight. You mean somebody couldn't say, Vaughn, nah, son, chill, son. We gotta hold you down. He the bread and butter, he's the money. He the boss. Yo, Vaughn, chill, son. Nah, chill, son. Hey, yo, let's just get him up out of here. We'll talk about him later. Let's get you up out of here, man. He was asleep. He woke up and went over that way and got into the situation that he got into. And nobody couldn't stop him from getting out that truck and walking over. He'd be still alive today, most likely. We all have a number, but we all shouldn't want to jump the line neither. I'm not in no rush. In fact, I'm gonna let you get ahead of me, so you next to go. You want to get ahead of me too? I don't know if I used to be on lunch lines. They kids ask, yo, can I come over here? They should try to skip. You go ahead of me. You trying to die before me? Go ahead. Fuck out of here. But this is the Nard, man. I'd like to thank everybody for coming in tonight. Catch that replay. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep this thing going on and on and on. And if y'all have any ideas on anybody I should be doing stories about, put it in the comments. I'd like to thank everybody. We're going to be all right. I just got to stay consistent. Like, I can't have a good live tonight and then I don't see y'all to like June, July. Come on, let's cut the crap, Nard. Let's get this channel going. You got people who want to support you, but first you got to support yourself. It takes a neighborhood to raise a child. This neighborhood right here is helping raise a good content creator. Y'all help raising me by supporting me, and I thank y'all all. I'll be here tomorrow night. You got anything to say? Put it on the comments, because I'm definitely watching. I love you all. Peace.